We were called Hullabaloo, and then we changed our name to Atoms. The name came about because Craig said, our drummer Craig said, "Oh, what are we about, Benji? What are we made of? What do we constitute as a band?" And I said, "Oh, we're atoms." And he looked at me and just said, "That's it, that's fantastic." Hullabaloo got together when Craig Wood got in touch with me online. He put an advert out to get loads of musicians. So we had a nice chat, we got on really, really well. We arranged to meet up and have a practice, and we just played. And then I stepped into the fold of singing, and it then grew from there. We found Troy Titley, and then the host of members that we had after that point. I think we got up to about 9 members at one point. So the members, apart from us 3, Troy, Benji and Craig, changed a lot in Hullabaloo. Our first ever gig was in the Talavant Social Hall, which is the pub they have on the campus, in the Battle of the Bands. And as we progressed throughout the competition, we brought in the saxophone. That's when we started bringing in the horns, multiple vocal harmonies that we started introducing to the sound. It got more complex, potentially too complex. But we got to the final, the gigs got bigger, and it culminated, I think, in us playing in our great hall in our university, which is incredible. Really, really great experience for us. From there, the gigs became very regular, and we were gigging at least 2-3 times a week. We found a producer called Keurig Hughes. Recorded Landslide first off with him, came together very naturally. I had a hook, we had a chorus, and the verse in the middle came together very naturally. We embellished it with the saxophone, and that was where we started running with the brass and the horn section that we used to use a lot. That track was quite the hit. Got a lot of radio play with it on the BBC. Got a lot of kind of local nation radio, BBC Wales. We then went on the back of that song to do the Green Man Festival. So after the success of that, we then obviously decided after that summer to go back with the same producer, and we then recorded another 4 songs with him. Which made up the Landslide EP. It went down really well on the kind of student scene. And yeah, I'd say we brought up quite a kind of student following on the back of that EP, which it's been an invaluable experience, you know, for us, I think, the recording process, working with a producer. And he's a very good producer. He honed us, and he cut the fat off the songs to kind of cut them down into nice 3-minute 30 pop songs, you know, nice, catchy, vibrant pieces of music, I think. We got to a point where we put out this first EP, and it was then natural for us to go in and start working on new material. We wanted to rein it back from the kind of ska vibe that we had, and we wanted to take it more into the guitar-led pop vibe that I think is what we're pushing now. So we basically said we can use horns, but we're going to write these parts as strong melodies in their own right without having to put them onto a horn section. From there, we found a new bassist, Natalie Braunton, and she gelled really well with us, I think. Real natural, and she's contributed a lot to the ideas. We've taken it back to basics in terms of songwriting, back to basics in terms of the 3-minute 30 pop song. We're trying to do it with an edge. We're trying to put our own spin on it, but we're trying to just make fun, upbeat music, but I think in a more sophisticated way than we were with Hullabaloo, essentially. Our biggest gigs so far, Green Man was big, Solace, that was full, and that was incredible because it was only our 3rd show. We played down in Camden, London quite a lot. We did Green Man Festival, we did Boomtown Festival, we've done shows across in Malvern, we've done shows in Worcester, we've done shows in Cardiff. One of our first shows, it wasn't our first, it was our first show outside of this Battle of the Bands environment that we had in university. It was actually, that was at the Pyramid Party. I think we played to about 2 people. The video essentially was it was for the NASTAs, the National Student Media Awards. A guy called Phil Kenny approached me to make a video to enter into that. I think our budget might have been £15. We got a venue for free. We got balloons for free from our student union. We got people for free. The only time we could get the venue for free was Sunday at 9 AM. We had 2 hours to shoot this video. We got some dancers in. Me in front of the camera, he'd walk, and it was all done in one continuous shot with other people doing things in the background. I'd like to actually, you know, if we get the chance, do something similar again. I think it came out quite well, actually, but I think we could take it further. I think it was a great experience, but with a bit more planning and more time, I think that idea we could do better. But I think, yeah, it was really good fun, really good fun. I think the plan is definitely to record an album's worth of material, and then it's up to us whether we break that down into 2 EPs worth of material, or we put out an album. If we can build up the kind of reputation of the buzz, we'd like to go on tour with it. I'm really, 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 really excited, actually, to put something out and knuckle down to this now. The next single is going to be called Right Place, Right Time. It's quite close to my heart. It's going to be released before we put any EP or album out. And it's basically about kind of growing up a bit, feeling like, you know, you want to progress in life, you want to move forward. You want to have a good time, you want to enjoy it, you want to squeeze all you can out of this thing called life. It is hard work being in a band. But for me, it's a passion. I think if you're passionate about something and you love something, it's not work. So there's times there's lugging amps around. I mean, that's fine. I think if your heart wasn't in it would be hard work because it is very time consuming. There's times, you know, you've got to organise other people, you've got to get in touch with promoters, you've got to be very proactive, I think, being in a band, just to try and get yourself noticed because people won't come knocking on your door. You've got to knock on theirs, and our plan is to knock on as many doors as we feasibly can until one opens. It's basically to put it in the most layman term possibly. And we might batter it down as well if we have to, but we're definitely we'll start by knocking, and if we need to go more forcibly, we'll get a sledgehammer or something.